Hello and happy Thursday, everyone. Uh, um, as you can see, it's just me again this week. Nikki is out traveling and couldn't make the show time this week, but I'm going to bring in friends of the pod, Corby and Kirti here. And we are going to be covering some fun topics today in this episode of Cloud Foundry Weekly. But I guess first and foremost, we should always, I guess, maybe start with some pre-show banter. Corby, what's going on in your neck of the woods? Anything fun or exciting?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think all three of us, we're in the central time zone here, and we've been booking our tickets out for CF Day, getting the travel heading out to the West Coast. I'm going to be flying into San Jose and looking forward to catching up with y'all and find some good dinner spots out there.
Oh yeah. Well, I will also be flying into San Jose, and I guess it's just a reminder. It's 4 weeks, 5 days, 9 hours, 50 minutes, and 2 seconds to Cloud Foundry Day North America 2025. If you want to check that out, we'll be there, and I think we'll be kind of giving maybe a little bit of a pre-show special to your session that you have with Kirti. So hey, if you like what you see here, you should totally go to Cloud Foundry Day. We also have a day zero event, kind of sponsored by the team Tanzu as well. So if you're interested in learning about some of these AI topics that we cover on the show, we have a full day kind of free workshop that you can attend at our headquarters. So Kirti, how are you doing today?
Doing great, except camera is not working for me. So
Oh yes.
yeah, so had a little bit of trouble with that. But since great to be here, and as Corby said, excited to join you and Corby in for Cloud Foundry Day in San Jose. So excited about that.
Perfect. Well, I guess today we're gathered here to together to answer or ask and answer the question that is Cloud Foundry the Agentic AI platform? And we've covered a lot of AI things on the show. You all had a previous show where we introduced kind of MCP, the Model Context Protocol. I think if I remember, just a few weeks ago, we were using like the Claude desktop application to interact with a MCP client that interacts with Cloud Foundry and like show my apps, like push my app, that type of thing. But now I think you all have done a lot more work on that and kind of advanced that to the next level. Let's say, and just to in AI time, like weeks are like years, I think at this point. So, welcome back to the show, and we're glad you're here. And I think it's going to be another fun show and pretty informative too, and just the general AI space as well. So, I guess without further ado, I'll let you all get started. And if you want, I can tee up any questions. But the floor is yours.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. So I'll get started here. And last time, as you pointed out, Corby and I talked about the basics of model context protocol. So today we are building on top of that and showing you how to plug different MCP agents into your apps using simple scalable architecture. And we are going to show that architecture that we have put together in a bit. But think of it as a smarter way to bring AI into your everyday workflows. And we are using Cloud Foundry as a platform to showcase this scenario. And just to back off a little bit, right? So there is a lot of excitement in AI, we see every day. But the real question is, where are the biggest opportunities? And when we talk to the customers and when we talk to the enterprise users, that's the big question. Where are the biggest opportunities? How do we monetize the value of AI? And let's take a step back. And if you consider different layers of AI stack, there is a lot of buzz on this technology layers. For example, semiconductor. So there is GPUs and GPU accelerators, NVIDIA and Intel. They are the big major players into that. Then there is then comes the middleware or deployment layer. So that can be off-prem or in the public cloud that we have seen. And then comes the foundation models layer, right? So that is how we are trained, that these are the LLMs or the large language models that are trained on massive amount of data that is unlabeled or unstructured. So imagine this to be a copy of the internet, right? So these are typically the technology layers in the AI stack. But almost by definition, in order for this technology layers to work, you need to focus on the application layer, right? So we need applications to generate even more revenue to be able to afford this technology layers underneath it. And that's the trend that we are seeing in the industry, where app layer companies are leveraging LLMs, large language model capabilities, across domains such as healthcare and finance and retail. But the big question is, how do we make it easy for teams? And we are these are developers, platform engineers, AI engineers, to build and deploy and manage these AI enabled applications securely and plus enterprise grade. So these are AI infused apps, and how do you connect to different generative AI services? So that's the topic that we are going to discuss today and take it forward. And we are introducing an architecture pattern using Cloud Foundry platform. And Corby, if you can share that pattern that we have put together, that would be great as well. But this is more of the developer focused session that we are putting together, where developers deploy apps using the same CF push workflow and the experience, and they are very familiar with CF users or the Cloud Foundry users. They like that CF push experience a lot. So but this, you can deploy this AI enabled apps with this CF push experience and instantly connect to this different Gen AI services. So, and we are doing this with a simple broker interface that everybody is familiar with the cloud, in the Cloud Foundry space. So you can simply bind your app into this services like chat and RAG and MCP agents, and even long-term memory services. And there is no heavy lifting, no custom integrations. So everything is provisioned and connected using Cloud Foundry's native service broker model. And that's what we are, as a developer, then you can focus more on delivering features and not wrangling infrastructure. So this is at Corby sharing. This is the small architecture pattern that we have put together. And speaking of platform engineering perspective, for example, so on the right hand side, the services such as chat and RAG and MCP agents or memory service, these are provisioned using Gen AI, tile, and also via brokers, right? So making them easy to scale, update, and also monitor. And that's the value that platform engineers get. This is out of the box. They can scale it, they can update it, and they can monitor it, because it is simple as good as connecting this AI enabled applications with all these services with a broker pattern, which is already a established pattern in the Cloud Foundry. And also you're going to get monitoring, observability, and compliance and lifecycle management all built in with this platform and with this scalable architecture that we are putting together. For AI engineers and data scientists, they are interested in the Gen AI models. And Cloud Foundry allows deploying these models and connecting these models to these different apps with, again, a service broker pattern that I described earlier as well. And when you speak about these models, actually organizations often maintain a list of pre-approved or vetted GenAI models to meet enterprise standards and security. So this models, actually, the Cloud Foundry, there is a way to deploy these models and connect this app to these different models as well. So this is the scenario from the AI engineers or data scientist perspective, that we are simplifying it with the Cloud Foundry experience. So why don't we go ahead and go into the live demo and live action in this. Just gave you a brief introduction of how we have put together this architecture pattern with service broker. But Colby can go and showcase this in action.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, I'm a Cloud Foundry developer. So my philosophy is, here's my source code, just run it for me. I'm going to worry about this piece right here, the little application, in my case, the Spring Boot application that's being pushed out of the platform. And the platform is going to manage everything else for me. The ability to do chat, to do RAG, to do Agentic AI, to do memory. And that's just going to be on-demand services for me that I can bind to. So let's go ahead and pull it up here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up this right here. This Tanzu Platform chat is a simple Spring Boot app that I've pushed out onto the platform. I'll go and put the source code for this and chat it later if people want to bind it. But of course, you can push apps in any language to CF. You'll just need client libraries that know how to talk to the GenAI constructs, like the chat models. And I'm using Spring AI because Spring AI is really, really easy for me to use as a Spring developer. Just a few lines of code and I can connect into any of these services. So I've just pushed out the app now to the platform. I'm going to go ahead and chat to it. I said hello, and it says, I have no idea what you're talking about. There's no chat model here for me to talk to you. You're just typing text.
Could you expand the Zoom a little bit, perhaps?
Oh, I'm so sorry. What do I need to do,
just
Nick?
Command, make a zoom in a little. It might be a little hard to see on the stream. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Does that work? Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. Let me try the same thing over here. Okay. So over on the left side here, I have this application called CF Pulse. Nikki Pike talked about a little bit on an earlier episode. This is kind of a little custom app I built. It's just a fun alternative to using the CF CLI or Apps Manager to interact with the system. This is a natural language interface to work with Cloud Foundry that I built with Spring AI, just to show how easy it is to build this kind of tooling. So I'm going to go ahead and use it here. So I'm going to tell my Cloud Foundry, hey, bind the chat LLM service to AI Tool Chat, which is the name of this app that I've pushed to Cloud Foundry on the right side, and restart the app. So Chat LLM service is what you've seen Nick show off on several recent episodes, which is a GenAI tile provisioned chat model. So as a developer, I know that I can safely use the this model because it's been approved for corporate use. I don't have to worry about providing the token credentials, and I know that, and then my operations team is going to be able to manage it in terms of throughput and cost and that sort of thing. So the IT team knows that I'm not using an unapproved model, but I get to use it very quickly. Let's see here. So it looks like this guy's running a little bit slow. So let me go ahead and just do it here. Do CF bind service, AI tool chat LLM. Let's see. Oh, I've got my
the agent.
Agent.
Yes.
It's good.
The network connectivity is having some issues. I suspect that is the treble of the root of all evil here.
Okay, so I think that it just wasn't giving a response. It looks. I'm going to check on the right-hand side here. Okay, so this thing actually did work. I just didn't see the response because our little corporate web security thing was blocking. But it should be back on now, so we're all good here. Okay, so looking on the right-hand side now, I can see I do have a chat model that's bound. It's this GPT-4o model that's on the system here. So I'll go ahead and try again and do hello. And now it's able to respond in natural language. And I'm also going to go ahead and introduce myself to the system, and we'll come back to this later. But go ahead and say, hey, hello, Corby. It's nice to meet you. How can I assist today? Okay, cool. So I'm off to the races here as a model, as a app developer, right? I already got a nice platform service. I didn't have to go through 2 months of provisioning approval to get a model. I'm up and able to do some LLM. So next, why don't we go ahead and do some RAG here? So I want to get some documents into the database. And so in order to do that, I'm going to need a vector store. So that's going to be a database that can store a semantic model of my documents. And then I'm also going to need what's called an embedding model, which is the LLM that can generate these indexes for me. Now, both of these can be provisioned as Cloud Foundry services. So I'm going to say, hey, go ahead and bind vector DB and embeddings LLM to AI tool chat and restart the app. So this is, again, just the equivalent of doing CF bind service and CF restart. But once again, we got self-service provision here. So the vector store that I'm using here is Postgres. And it turns out that Cloud Foundry is already very good at spinning up Postgres instances and getting things going. So this is a CF managed instance of Postgres that I'm going to use for the vector store. And then the embedding model, just like our chat model, came from the GenAI tile here. There we are. Okay, so nice. The vector DB and embeddings LLM service have been successfully bound to the AI toolkit application. Application has been restarted. And if I look over here, I can see I've turned green. I now have a viable vector store, and I have an embedding model that I can use for doing documents. So I'm going to go ahead and upload a document that I want to query and index here. I'm going to put together a screen health assessment report. You ever talked about screen health assessment reports on this show, Nick?
We have. I think it's been a little while. So if you, I guess it wouldn't hurt to reintroduce the audience to the concept. Or quick 30-second view, right?
Absolutely. It's just a quick check to be able to look at your Spring applications and identify dependencies that are in support or out of support, or what your vulnerability exposure is. So I just uploaded a document for an application. I'm going to go ahead and ask it, hey, what is my security exposure? And then it can go ahead and summarize the answer from looking at the document. But and there we are. I've got all this stuff here.
Oh.
So and I think you all have talked about the RAG pattern here before. But what this does is basically gives you the ability to search your own data. So it can be documents, or it can be databases, or what have you. And but it's a delightful simple programming model to work with, but it can be a little challenging from the infrastructure side. So that's where Cloud Foundry is always saving the day for me, right? It's going to set up the vector database, it's going to set up the embedding models, get everything wired together, and I can focus on the source code. I can focus on writing the apps and doing
Well, and then you wrote an app that you don't even need to know how to use it at all. You can just say in human language what you want to do, which is even crazier, right?
So, yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And that gets even crazier with agents. We talked about that before, but let's go ahead and just kind of take it to the next level here. So I can go ahead and ask it, hey, what is the current price of Bitcoin?
What are we doing here? We're not turning the show into some financial advice. We're not financial advisors today, but yes. Okay.
Yes, yes, absolutely. We're gonna buy.
Whoa, Frank Collar.
Nick and Nikki say buy. Nikki coins.
We have no cryptocurrency stake at all. Okay. All right.
So it gave me the answer. It says, hell if I know. How would I possibly know what the current price of Bitcoin is? I'm a language model, right? I was written 4 months ago. I don't have that kind of data. And so that's where it becomes really helpful to be able to spin up agents that are able to plug into your backend systems or external systems or whatever. And you can add those to the bag of tricks, the tool set available to the system, and get things going. And fortunately, my favorite degenerate gambler, Kirti, has written that can check the price of Bitcoin at any time.
Kirti, do you have something that you want to tell us? I don't know.
This was just the first exploration, I'm interested, in the Bitcoin and everything, so cryptocurrency and all that. So that was the first experience to go in the realm of writing MCP agent actually. So that was my first just a take on this. But yeah, great selection, right?
Yeah.
So Kirti, you use the Model Context Protocol, which is the open standard for kind of interoperability between agents. Some people have described it as the USB port for agents. And it basically says, hey, any of these agents that are that adopt this protocol, we can just plug them in dynamically and use them, and they'll become part of our natural language interface.
Yeah.
And the agents themselves can be written in any language. What language did you write the?
I used Spring AI, but it can be written in any language, as Corby pointed out. And we have covered this before about the model context protocol and everything. But just to reiterate on this, right? So even the best models, they have limitations, like Corby pointed out here. It could not find the price of Bitcoin, this particular model. And they're limited by the data they are trained on, and they operate in isolation. They have no concept of fresh data. So that is what we are doing. To overcome this, we rely on external tools, but also this problem of every connection you create to talk to these external tools, and this becomes a complex system. It becomes difficult to maintain and scale, and that's where this standardization given by Anthropic with the model context protocol comes into picture, where it is model agnostic approach, and that defines the universal USB kind of interface that Corby just talked about for this multiple AI services. And that's what Corby has done here. This Bitcoin agent is MCP agent is registered in this chat application, and it's connected, and now it knows about it, when to go and call this agent. When this particular question about Bitcoin comes in, it calls that agent, invokes it, and gives you the answer.
And so when we start writing these agents, a lot of times what we're going to want to do is start plugging them into our own internal systems, because we can do really powerful things with them. But that introduces governance and security concerns. So what you really want is to be able to have a platform that can control what agents are available and who has access to them. Well, Nick, do you have any ideas for a platform that can do that?
Oh, I think the Tanzu Platform can really help with that, with the maybe user-provided service binding. And I think too, if we put on a security hat for a second, I know you never want to just plug in a USB drive that you find on the ground outside of a shop or something, right? So you got to be, you got to know what's going on. So it's great to have the ability to have a platform and a platform team kind of manage these and deploy them for you. So.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see a lot more progression on this going forward with the Tanzu AI tool teams. But right now, even with the current state with the service marketplace on Cloud Foundry, we're able to provide kind of a de facto agent marketplace that our apps can bind to here. So you can see on the right here, we just picked up Kirti's Bitcoin MCP server, and we've bound it to our app. and now I can make queries on the app. So let's go ahead and ask it again here. Hey, what is well? Actually, I'm gonna do a little kind of backdoor trick. When you have these MCP agents here, one thing you can do on the natural language interface, you ask it, what tools do you have? Tools is a keyword in the model context protocol that refers to the agents. I'm sorry, but I can't provide the information I have about tools. Well, that is interesting. What is my friend GPT-4o doing here? What is the current price of Bitcoin in dollars, pounds, and yen?
Oh, wow. We're doing math.
Here we go.
That's
All right. I don't know why
Okay.
that backdoor trick didn't work there.
It said no. I'm not going to tell you. You just have to ask me directly, right?
But this did work.
Yeah.
What it did. So what I was going to show you on the tools is that Kirti actually exposed a couple of methods, and one of them is what is the price of Bitcoin in a given currency. And so when I ask it, what is the current price of Bitcoin in these currencies, it actually figures out by itself. I'm going to invoke that method 3 times, once for US dollars, once for euros, and once for yen, which is just wonderful because it composed and arranged and then collated the results and got everything itself by itself. And as you start adding, you can add more and more agents to the context. As it does that, it gets smarter and smarter about being able when and how to use these tools to be able to answer the questions. It becomes very impressive in that way. So we have, but as a developer, what I think is really cool here, I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. For 20 years we've been doing things like SOAPs, WSDL, and REST, and all this stuff. Whereas my client app, if it wants to use an external service, then I need to get client bindings for the API and compile those into my app, and then worry about versioning them against the server and all that, and becomes a mess. My app knew absolutely nothing about Kirti's server here until 2 minutes ago here. It dynamically discovered the interface through the natural language interface with the LLMs. So it was able to say, hey, what asked under the covers was, what tools do you have? And Kirti's server responded, hey, I got tools that can give, do the price of Bitcoin, handle different currencies and stuff like that. And then it was able to parse this language interface and dynamically figure out, here's how I'm going to invoke the arguments, in what order, here's the arguments I'm going to provide, and get going. And there was absolutely nothing that had to be done on my client-side app in order to understand how to interface or bind with her server. So the ability to just, within minutes, pick up and use and consume these services without these compile time contracts is just really super powerful.
Yeah, and I think this is we only have the one agent here too, but like maybe when Chris gets back from his PTO, we have something like Kaizen's using like 52 tools or something with all the Sea of Tool suite. So like you could easily see where these really kind of explode into this almost, I don't know, dare I say, a next gen kind of enterprise service bus type of thing. But yeah. Oh, I see what you're doing there, Corby.
Well,
I see what you're doing there.
This is pointing to Chris's server here.
Yeah.
But he's on vacation, so I have no idea whether he actually left it running. So we're going to find out live whether or not this thing actually works here. But yes, Chris exposed a rich number of endpoints on his agent that could be used in order to in order to query a Cloud Foundry foundation. So let me try the magic phrase again and see if GPT-4 gets its act together.
Maybe you have to have 2 tools registered to answer the question. I was thinking
Oh, it does not like that. Okay, so do you remember a good Kaizen question to ask here?
You could say maybe what build packs are in the foundation.
Packs are in my foundation. So sorry we can't see the tool list because you'd be really impressed with all the really cool capabilities that are in Chris's tool. Okay, so I don't know what the state of Chris's server is. I hit his server live, for a URL from a few weeks ago. So I think that this is probably just me connecting to a service that's not currently active. So sorry, Chris, if you're watching this recording.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder. I may have one running in mine.
You might have a Kaizen?
Yeah, let me. Yes, I think so.
Oh, you got a URL for that?
Hold please.
All right, tell you what, why don't we come back to that? I'm going to talk about memory for a minute, and then if you come up with a URL, we can play around this at the end. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Remember I introduced myself at the beginning of the show here? I'm going to go ahead and ask you, hey, do you remember my name? Oh, sorry, it doesn't like Chris's server. I need to whatever I bound to there. It's not in a good state. So let me go ahead and unbind Butler MCP server from AI tool chat and restart. Yeah, it's connected to a server that's not providing good responses right now, and then the agent is not providing good responses right now. So we need to decouple that. Okay, so let's try it again here. Do you remember my name?
Yes, Corby.
Well, you are smarter than an LLM because the LLM does not remember. So what happened? I introduced myself at the beginning, and since then, and it was storing conversation memory on the AI. We've restarted the app a couple of times. It has no idea that context is completely gone here, right?
Exactly.
So what's really cool is our coworker Greg has created an implementation of MemGPT that runs on Cloud Foundry. And MemGPT is a memory system really built for these kind of GenAI type of systems.
Okay.
So the framework is now operates under the name Letta. And basically what it does is it uses a database to store long-term memory. You can have up to infinite context, and it also uses RAG to search that long-term memory if it ever needs to pull anything in. So I'm going to go ahead and take that memory service, which is running on Cloud Foundry, and I'm going to bind it to my app. So I'll say bind MemGPT to AI tool chat and restart the app. Okay, so what this is going to do now is it's going to give us a long-term context memory. So, and it's going to maintain what it considers to be a core memory, which is the most essential elements of the interaction with me that needs to always be available. And then it's going to maintain a in-memory context. And then, and that's this context that you see right here, that's 2473. And then it will also maintain long-term infinite storage out to the database. So let's go ahead and set up. I'm going to do a context here. This is like authenticating as a user or whatever, but this is going to be, hey, this is going to be the memory stream for me here. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself again. Hello, my name is Corby Page. All right, so it's going to chat with me here, and it's going to start. So it's loaded memory into the memory context here, and then it also put this name : Corby page here as important stuff to remind me here. I love to gamble with Bitcoin. I will be speaking at CF Day on May. What's the date? 14th?
I believe so. Let me check. Yeah, May 14th.
14th, yeah.
All right, 14th in Palo Alto. All right. So we're going to continue. So what's going to happen now is this in-memory context is going to grow. And it's continuing to maintain very important information about me here. And then eventually, if I fill up this context here, I say, hey, recite the first 3 paragraphs of the Declaration of Independence. Eventually, we're going to fill up the in-memory context and just start flushing the overflow to long-term storage here. Oh, come on now.
No, now it's
ChatGPT.
It's a little feisty today.
Yeah, it sure is. Write me a fun limerick about Cloud Foundry. All right. And then as I mentioned, the stuff there we go. We're getting stuff in here. We'll see the context size update at some point. 1837. Keep on going. What's something good we can do? Tell me how Cloud Foundry works. And so you notice the thing about writing the limerick and stuff, that wasn't important enough to make it into the core memory here. Goodness. My goodness. What is going on here? All right. Yeah. So the context will grow and shrink and so on here. But then, of course, the most important thing is, let's go ahead and restart AI tool chat. And the important thing here is that if I can scale out, I can load balance across a bunch of AIs, but everyone's going to have access to this shared context memory here. And so that, if I'm talking with a chatbot customer support agent and I come back 3 weeks later, it can still recall everything about our conversation and my previous orders and all that stuff and be able to continue to interact with me here.
I think it's a really interesting concept, right? Because then it's like this is like it's pretty interesting that we're seeing here. Because we've shown the whole like upload a document and like ask a question about the document thing, but then this concept of like infinite context is like, even Keith and I had a show last week that we were talking about Open Web UI and debugging LLMs and the context length and size. But if you throw something like MemGPT in here, makes the whole problem of context window another story to look at, or maybe not the problem that is something, because as soon as you run the context out of run it out of buffer, right, then it's you like starting over. But this allows it to have recall that context, right? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And this message it keeps providing about stored in the context, I think GPT-4 may be doing normally GPT-4 works really well with agents, but I think it's maybe related to the agent context that it keeps looking into. So I'm going to go and unbind.
So the gambling server wasn't
exactly. So let me try this again here. So the good thing is that we know it did remember my name even after I restarted the app. So that's pretty good. Let me see if I can get it to summarize our recent conversations here. Okay, I don't know what it's doing there, but we do have the we do have the persistent memory on there. And as a developer, that it's a complex service to implement and deploy, but I don't have to worry about it. Right? I can just choose: do I need memory? Do I not need memory? If so, I'm going to bind to it, and boom, I can once again focus on my application.
Is the embedding language having issues here? The dimension size change, maybe?
I don't think so. I don't think that's an issue here. No. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Cool. Did you have a URL you want me to try and attach to for Chris's agent, or?
We can try that here. I was restarting some services here, so hopefully it's working.
Okay, if you don't have it in place, don't worry about it. But that's fine. Cool.
Is it just the Butler? He's got a whole bunch of stuff. Is it the Kaizen CF Kaizen Butler server, like main route? Okay. I'll send you this and see if it looks right to you. I know how to send messages.
Oh, there we are. Got it. Okay. So we have. So I'll say CF cups, Kaizen MCP server. I'll give it the MCP service URL that you provided. Do this right here. All right, and then I'll say go ahead and bind service, AI tool chat, Kaizen, MCP server, and restart.
Look at you using the CFCLI again.
Exactly. Yeah. See, that's why I don't use the CLI.
Yeah.
If I do this in CF Pulse, it figures out that's a typo. It figures it out for me. It just does things. You know. Oh no! What did I do wrong here?
Morgan Space.
Missing a
missing space.
Is it this?
Yep.
All right, binding. Oh, and then I forgot again. I forgot to do. And so I say restart it, but I have to say restart this. You know, the.
And this is why we let the AI just do everything for us.
That's right. That's right. I'm really tired of having to learn and work, and so that's what I have AI for.
Corby, we're gonna have to ask you to start using the CLI again, just every 1 hour a week, just to keep yourself fresh.
That sounds hard.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What build packs? So we'll check our agent list here. So I have Kaizen bound into my app. I say, hey, what build packs are in my foundation? Okay. I don't know what's going on with ChatGPT or whatever.
Do you see that added as an agent in your agent app?
It is connected, but I don't know whether he also, Chris is very progressive. He may be working on a more recent snapshot version of Spring AI, and maybe I need to catch up with him or something like that. So, but the important thing here is developer, I get to focus on the business logic, and then the platform can provide chat models. It can provide RAG. It can provide agents for me to connect to. It can provide memory services. I don't have to manage this stuff. I don't have to worry about this stuff. I just bind it if I need it and go to town and start creating cool stuff.
Yeah, and this memory service, right? It's especially important from retaining context, learn from past interactions, and even personalization of experiences, right? That is also possible with this. And biggest thing I think about, and I used to be naive as well, passing on with the prompt engineering, writing big prompts and not understanding how many tokens it is using. So
Mm-hmm.
so cost saving is very important as well. So the public models, they charge tokens per word, and if you ask questions, these models give back thousands of lines of responses. So on a small scale, it doesn't matter, but on a production use cases, it is very important. How many tokens are you using? What's the cost? And cost aspect is important as well. So from that perspective, this memcache and other scenarios that we showed is important.
That's right. That's right. It does keep you from having to resend a bunch of the same data over and over again to
Right,
the LLM there.
right.
Now, Nick,
Okay.
I've got a little lazy, and I just did a public cloud model. Is this something we can get running on like a private model?
Yes.
On a private
Yes.
center?
Yes, indeed. Here, I'm just copying here. I was trying to see if I could get the Kaizen to work on mine. But, one second here. Just copying some things. I need to get back to a terminal of some sort. Get my screen going while I do that. You can just watch me fumble through Windows here. All right, it's already there. Perfect. Okay. All right. Let me. Let's Windows up. At the stage. Okay. So Command plus. And I guess another thing too. We, you know, you are Corby. You're operating on the most progressive front, where you just have your AI interfaces. You know, you're working with your agents. I'm actually here. We're in the actual apps manager here. Here's a copy of the app that Corby was using to deploy. That's what it looks like within the foundation. And then, you know, the whole binding process you can see here on the left. But I do have some servers bound as well. I've got an embedding model, Nomic, which is a local model, and then I'm also using Mistral Nemo Tools, which is a model that's running on GPUs. We do have the gambling service bound as well, so I can also start gambling with Bitcoin. Actually, no, I don't suggest that at all. Again, I will reiterate, this is not financial advice.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's try to hide this Kaizen server really quick, and we'll go from there. Find a terminal. I have like 5 of them. Let's try this one. Apps. I normally do terminals, but I had a command saved somewhere.
Kaizen is the most ambitious piece here.
Yes.
I'd love to see, before you even do that, just see the basics of working with on-prem models. Can you actually?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Hit
So
chat
let's see.
and agents and stuff like that. What you got
We have
going
Mistral
on?
Nemo Tools. We'll say hello.
Nice.
Hi there, how can I help you? Sorry, I got to bring back my StreamYard.
So safe private models on-prem.
Yes.
Nothing on the public internet.
No token charges.
Provisioned by the GenAI tile.
All right, I'm back. So I have a document here.
We're not seeing your screen now.
I accidentally locked my screen, and it drops the screen out of StreamYard. So let me try this again. Share screen. Entire screen. Hot corners for the loss here. All right. Back. All right, we're back. Okay. So I don't have any documents loaded, but I do have a file that we can load. What is the schedule for Cloud Foundry Day North America? Right, and it's probably gonna tell me how to find this data. It's not gonna have this. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah. So this model was cut off in 2021. So somehow it knows it's 2025.
That's interesting. That's
right.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, let's have a document for this. We'll upload a file. Come on. We'll So I went to the Cloud Foundry Day website. You can go here. You can go to visit the schedule. So again, this is another shameless promotion for the Cloud Foundry Day, North America. But there's somewhere here you can go to print. I'm just going to show them the data here. And I printed this to a PDF. So this is basically what the data is being passed in here. So I'm going to open this up. And then we're going to upload it. And I think it will say like upload complete. All right, files. Yeah, right. Perfect.
Ask it when Kirti and I are speaking. We need to know.
Yeah.
When? Yeah, we can see too here on the. We gotta fact check it. You're like 9:40. All right. So Corby, when are Corby and typing? Kirti, presenting at Cloud Foundry. We'll see. See if this is a good question. Took me long enough to type it.
Oh,
Nice.
All right. We'll make our session.
It's working.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, this is I like this because this is another another way for me to keep my schedules up to date. So yeah, so that's I like that approach as well. And let's see, let's go. Do I have the gambling going? All right, yeah. And then what's the price of it? Oh, okay. It's gonna be like, what are you talking about? Okay, yeah. It's like, what? Yeah, I will reiterate that question you asked before.
What'd you say?
Yeah. All right.
Say it louder.
What is the current price? These LLMs trying to figure out these humans, right? And if our stars are really lucky, it's going to use this tool function, and I don't know. It's like
I love it. This is really nice because this Mistral Nemo model you're using is old, Nick, and the models have really a lot of the progression in terms of using the agents and function calling have been a lot of the advances have been in the last few months here. So you're running this this really old model and it's you're already able to get useful results. Once we start getting the new on-prem Geminis and on-prem GPTs and all this stuff out on here, these things are just going to rock with the agents.
Yeah. Well, and specifically too on the model selection. So we use the Mistral Nemo tools, one because of some of the licensing it's I believe it's Apache 2. So I guess if you are looking at some of the open source models, you kind of need to pay attention to how they're licensed, and then typically our customers have what we call an AI council, and they will approve or disapprove what models can be run in the organization. So there's licensing, geopolitical landscapes, and things like that all kind of factor in of what can be approved or not. But another one we are working at, so Mistral Small 3.1 is relatively new. I'll be testing out here shortly as well. So I'd like to see the differences between the two. But yeah, Mistral's released some pretty powerful, smaller models with the under the guise of Apache 2. Another one we're checking out is the 5.4 model as well from Microsoft. So it's trying to stay ahead or current with the models, with the latest and greatest models seems like a losing battle. It doesn't feel like every day there's another model to look at, but it's maybe
it's an important step as well, right? Model selection, and the easiest technique that is fast and efficient, which is prompt engineering or prompt tuning, where you can try if the model is giving you right output and then desire and it works for your use case. That's the easiest way. I always try these models, different models, which is good for my particular use case, right? So and plus it's different, right? The data they are trained on, the country they are trained on, these are different factors as well. And you brought up good point about licensing as well. So these are important considerations when selecting the models.
Well, yeah, it's just we've even kind of joked about it on the show before. Like, you ask it like, tell me a joke, and based on the family of the model, they have like they all have a go-to joke, right? And
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
and the joke's different, right? So
Yeah, exactly. Like they have their own personality, right? I think that's what I think about.
Tell me a joke.
But
All right.
everybody watching, every programmer here is working with some system, an API they've developed, or some backend system they work with. And if you want to get some real quick time to value something neat put together, use these agents. Just build a little model context protocol in front of your API, in front of your backend system. Start talking to your software, being able to use it without having to create these statically typed client interfaces, and you can get value real quick. And Cloud Foundry, provides a great path to production, so that you can start turning that into, deployed software very quickly.
Mm-hmm. And I guess as we close out, I'm just showing here how you can easily just unbind that same model, right? So now I unbound the model. I don't know if it's gonna. Oh yeah, I probably crashed I stopped the app, so never mind. But I will add a new model, bind service. So I have another model. So this one that's on CPU, that's the 5 model, and we'll try that again here. Let's see if it's bound. I think I can just start it again. So yeah, that I'm essentially swapping a model out. We haven't really changed the app. We haven't really redeployed the app. We're just kind of changing the binding, and now we're gonna get a whole different kind of profile per se. But it's that easy to kind of swap models in and out using this Cloud Foundry app platform or AI app platform here. So let's refresh. All right, let's look. All right, now we're using 5.4 Q8. It's like hello. And it might need to warm up here for a second. But again, hello, how can I assist you today? Would you like to know the current price of Bitcoin?
Oh. So it grabbed your tool right away.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Okay, so is it because of the memory service?
Yeah.
No, not the memory, but you're bound
instance.
to the agent. And so every
I think, okay. That agent is already registered.
Yeah.
So exactly. It looks at the registered agent with every conversation. So went to town. Very nice.
Yeah, so it knows that we all have gambling problems.
Did you switch to, Nick? Which model?
So the 5.4 mini model. So that's a 3.8 billion parameter model. It's running on CPUs. Now, I couldn't get it to some of these, and we'll show a different. So what is the current price of?
Oh, I think we're out of time for today's show, Nick. All right. Well, I think we're gonna have to check it off.
Okay. All right. Well, no, we'll just show this really quickly here.
I'm joking.
Yeah. Corby, you know what's going on. It took me by surprise. Like, what? What's going on? So this is going to come back, and I expect this to show, like, here's a function that I could call, just because I know we haven't quite figured out how 5.4 works. But yeah, it's going to give you like, but I wonder too, is this actual code from the function?
Yes.
I actually can't read that from here. Let me check the full screen here.
I can paste you the repository here.
Oh, no, I think it just tried to generate.
It generated, actually, looks like.
How would one? Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, we're still working with the tool calls with Phi, and that's just really to show you how models behave differently. Or Mistral can pick that up, but then this one is. But it's like, hey, I can teach you how to fish, right? And I'll write you try to write you a function to do that. So again,
but MCP is the hot thing. We're going to see, I guarantee you, a glut of models this year that'll run in your data center that can do the functions, and we've got in Cloud Foundries in place to get you going and using this stuff. So 2025 will be very good for this stuff.
Yep. Yeah. So I guess with that said, I will do a shameless plug here. If you like the show, don't forget to like and subscribe. as you all should, and to keep notified of our new videos as we go live on YouTube, cloudfoundryweekly.com, so you can grab us on our official podcast page and all your podcast players of choice. You can find us there. Do y'all have any closing thoughts for our audience before we wrap up for today?
Yeah, so we tried just to summarize what we showcased today. This architecture that we showcased represents the next step in application modernization. That's what when AI isn't just an add-on, but it's a first-class citizen, where you have this existing app, you can connect it to different generative AI services deployed in Cloud Foundry, and just use pattern, which is a service broker pattern that we just showed, which is existing pattern in Cloud Foundry. So you can have this end-to-end scenario and intelligent app. So kind of a fast lane approach, right from model selection to application integration and to business value, right? So that is what this architecture, scalable architecture, gives you.
Yeah, and I hope we answered the question: is Cloud Foundry the Agentic AI platform? Because I think we're just starting to really scratch the surface.
As long as you're not using 5.4, yes.
Yes, yeah. Well, okay. Well, I've given it very little time to troubleshoot, so well, I won't throw 5.4 under the carpet, under the rug just yet, so to speak. But yeah, Mistral seems to be doing a little bit better there for sure. So yeah, Corby, any thoughts?
I think Kirti said it best.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess without further ado, we will see you. Actually, some logistics next week. We will be taking a break. There'll be the official Cloud Foundry weekly spring break next week, and then we'll be back the week after that. In the meantime, I know the Tanzu channel. We're going to have a kind of a virtual event, I believe, on April 16th. So you should check that out to stream in and watch and kind of get some fun updates from our leadership about I think AI stuff. But it seems to be the hot thing right now. So check that out, and then we'll be back the week after that with another fun show. So thanks for watching. Thanks for everyone hanging out in the live stream. Thanks for hanging out with us while we work through this live. It's always fun doing live demos with LLMs. They all have personality and can be temperamental sometimes, but I think we got through it all. So, and thanks to Corby and Kirti for coming on today. Great to have you back, and I'm sure we'll have you back again in the future. But without further ado, we'll do a CF bye and close the show. So 3, 2, 1, CF bye.